Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reading non-stop for 24 hours. So it is exactly 9 o'clock a.m. right now on Tuesday, January 31st. I'll stop the timer every time I come on to talk to you guys. I'm going to start the timer on my mom's phone, pause it, and then start it on my phone at the time that this one's at, just because I want to show you me starting the timer. Currently I'm reading Anne of Windy Poplars by L.M. Montgomery. This is the fourth in the Anne of Green Gables series. I'm exactly a third of the way through. This actually, it's taken me a really long time to read, but that's just because it was exams and stuff. But yeah, so my plan is to read this, and then after that I'll probably just read one that I got for my birthday, or the one I'm borrowing from my brother. And then also I'm currently reading Crimson Rivers, which is a Marauders fanfic. I'm 38% through, so I don't know that I'm going to read this because I'm not going to finish it. Here's my book, here's my timer, and is that focusing on it? Start. Hello. I've moved, this is really terrible lighting. I've moved out into the living room because no one's home. The reason I'm not at school on a Tuesday in the middle of the week is because it's exam week, and I had my final exam yesterday for math, and now I never have to take math again in my life. This book is very slow going. I've read 40 pages in an hour, which usually I read about a page per minute, so I would have 20 pages more. Once I get to this bookmark, I'll have read 100 pages today. Everyone deserves their own Gilbert Blythe. Specifically, everyone should have Gilbert Blythe, but if you want to interpret that as everyone just deserves love, then that works too. The Anne of Green Gables series is interesting because it simultaneously describes too much and at the same time not enough. Monotony. You know what a fun word is? Fictitious. Means something is the work of fiction. It's not true. As you can see, I've moved upstairs to the window. I figured while I have natural light, I might as well read by it. The nice thing is, since we live in the basement, for those of you that don't know, my family lives in the basement of my grandparents' house. But anyway, because of this, I figure staying up all night shouldn't be too difficult. I don't have the natural light to show me that it's dark. So if I'm in my room, which has no windows, and I just keep my overhead light on, 3 a.m. will feel like 3 p.m. Still reading Anne of Windy Poplars. I have 20 hours and 45 minutes left, so I've been reading for about 3 hours and 15 minutes. I think I did that math right. These 200 pages have been taking me forever to read. It just seems to be dragging on. I feel like there's not much of a plot right now. Just finished my first book. Only took me 4.5 hours to read 200 pages. It's gonna be a long video. I paused the timer. I have 19 hours and 35 minutes left. So that means that it took me 4.5 hours to read 200 pages of this. Anne of Windy Poplars, 3.5 stars. Careful, come on. Hi, I didn't drop anything. So this is my current TBR. You can't even see it all right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 books. A Court of Thorns and Roses is a series of 5. Anne's House of Dreams, 3 more, including this. Now I have to narrow it down. So I'm not reading The Hobbit. Anne's House of Dreams, just read Anne. I don't want to read that again. I could read Where the Crawdads Sing. Could read A Wrinkle in Time. That one's 200 pages, so I'd be super quick. Loveless, this is my brother's book, so I definitely want to read that today. Or at least start it so that I can give it back to him. Serpent and Dove shouldn't be too much of the same. Mr. Perfect on Paper, that's a romance. Although we cannot see, I don't want to read right now. Court of Thorns and Roses, I'm going to do a reading vlog reading all of these, so I can't read that today because that has to be a separate video. Pauline Hoover might be good, that's very different than Anne, so I have 2 books by her. I don't want to get into the Riordanverse right now. Could do Everything. I kind of want to read this one tonight, but I don't know if I should read it at night because I think it's a mystery. The Mary Lou Is Everywhere is the last book I got. I don't want to read Maybe Someday right now. I could read Reminders of Him, because that's a romance and that's very different. I could read A Wrinkle in Time, because that one's gonna go by so fast. Or I could read Loveless, because it's my brother's and I want to give it back to him. So I think I'll read Reminders of Him, and then these are probably the other two books I'll read during this vlog. I could read Everything though. That one I got for my birthday. How long was this one? 306. So that's shorter than Reminders of Him. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna read Everything. Now I have books everywhere. And I'm gonna go back upstairs to read it. Thank you for helping me with this decision. I really appreciate your input. I'm back downstairs. My mom, brother, sister, and grandma have gone out for dinner, but I opted to stay here because it was either go out and read while I'm at the table with them or stay here and have them bring me back food. But I felt like this was the least rude option. I have 60 pages left. What time is it? It's 5:36. My house looks so empty from this angle. My final grades came in from last semester, and I passed all my classes. We all need to be very proud of me, okay? Be very proud. Also, in regards to this challenge that I'm doing that you probably care about more, I forgot to turn the timer back on at one point, but I don't know how long it was, and I don't remember when it was that I stopped the timer. So what I'm doing is until I finish this book, I'm just gonna let the timer go. So if I'm like right when I'm recording right now, it's still going as if I'm reading. So it might be a bit off in the end, but I think it'll kind of work its way itself out if for the next 60 pages I just don't touch it. Finished another book. That sounded really creepy. So the timer is back on track as far as I know. Everything. I'm giving this one 4 stars. I will elaborate in my winter reading wrap up. And next I'm either going to read A Wrinkle in Time or Reminders of Him. I'm really hungry because I haven't eaten since lunch and it's 7. So I'm going to start my next book, which is A Wrinkle in Time. Promises to be another quick one. And my mom brought me food. They went to Sociale. So I requested a roll. The rolls aren't even amazing or anything. I just like them because I've been eating them forever. Butter. I'll have to go out to get a knife. And I believe I asked for pierogies. Haha! Oh, and there's sour cream! That's awesome. Okay, I'm gonna get a knife for my roll, and then I'll start my new book. It smells so good. I'm so hungry. Well, it's just bread, and I'm so happy about it. I have 16 hours left. It's 10:18 p.m. I have 12 hours and 52 minutes left on the calendar, the timer. I have just under 100 pages left in A Wrinkle in Time. This has been taking me quite a while. Already I'm staying awake for like 26 hours straight 28 hours straight or something like that without sleeping. But the problem is I'm starting to yawn, and I was like, okay, what of it? Like, I've been yawning all day. People yawn. But then the words stopped being pictures in my head, and that's not good. And this can't fall apart at 10:20 p.m. I still have to stay awake for 12 hours. Minimum 12 hours. I'm not gonna pause it anymore. This could be interesting because I'm already tired and it's 10:20. After this book, I'm gonna do a snack run though. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna grab just a whole bunch of snacks that I can eat throughout the night. I'm going to make myself tea and fill up both my water bottles. And then hopefully I can hunker down and start a new book. And then also, I'm planning on listening to all 3 How to Train Your Dragon soundtracks because I like to listen to those in the background while I read. And there's 3 of them, and that will get me through a good 3.5 hours? No, 4.5 hours? I have a plan. I just don't know how well I can execute it. Anyway, back to my novel. See, and then sometimes it starts talking about, like, it is only the little boy whose neurological system is complex enough. If you tried to conduct the necessary neurons, your brain would explode. I know what neurons are. I know what neurological system is. But still, when it starts talking about that, the book kind of loses me. As I'm reading and trying to keep track of the time for the 24-hour challenge, I'm forgetting that 100 pages is like what you base books off of and not every 60 pages. That's fun for my brain. She just started saying the Declaration of Independence and I started singing Hamilton. We hold this truth to be self-evident that all men are created equal And when I meet Thomas Jefferson, I'm gonna compel him to include women in the sequel war. I can't sing. Life update time. It is 1:20 a.m. You would not be able to tell by the light in my room. I can tell by the state of my body. I finished A Wrinkle in Time. I'm giving it 3 stars. This was not the best book to read at midnight with all its sciencey stuff. It reminded me a lot of The Little Prince though, or The Giver. I'm reading Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. I've heard people cry at this, but people cry at everything. And it's gonna take a lot less brain power, I think. Also, I got myself a feast. So I'm gonna eat this, start Reminders of Him, and then when I'm done eating this, I'll turn on the nighttime mode. Also, it's February 1st now, so I have to change my calendar. More life updates. I put my hair up because it was in my face, but now I feel like a librarian or an old lady or a teacher of some sort. Started Reminders of Him. I'm a whopping 14 pages in. I think I'll finish this during this challenge. Still have 9 hours left. I might just sit in this chair though, because lying on my bed makes me sleepy. Something that really bothered me, I don't know if you can really tell. Like, you can see, look there and then there. That's not printed with a straight margin. Okay, maybe I'm just really tired because now I can't see it again. No, that's definitely on an angle. Maybe I'm going crazy. No, I don't think it is. Well, I assume that it's just printed on the page because that's how it would work, but it wasn't printed straight and it bothers me a lot and I'm having trouble concentrating while I'm reading because of that. Also because it's 1:40 in the morning. I'm tired and delirious. That's my second life update for you. See, there. Do you see that that is on an angle? And I swear I'm holding the book straight. It is important to me that you see that that is not... There you go. See, that is not straight. I need to know I'm not going crazy. I gotta say, this is very strange. Can you just sit, please? I'm gonna say something profound. You need to just sit. It's quiet. Just listen. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. My house has 7 people in it. I am the only one awake, and it promises to be that way for about an hour and a half until my grandpa wakes up. So the moral of the story is I'm really appreciating the quiet. Wow, the lighting is really blue. I have 7 hours and 48 minutes left. This lighting is bothering me so much. I'm on page 84. It's good so far. So far. Colleen Hoover books are iffy, but so far this might be my favorite one. I'm tired. It's 3:23. I want to go to sleep. Oh my god, do you see how blue that is? I look like a Smurf or an Avatar, but this is a very deeper blue than either of those. Get it away. So this is a tiny pet peeve that okay, I'm just gonna say it. So she was pregnant, not in this book, but she dealing with the fact that she had a child. But every time she says anything about the kid, she says even the baby's still growing in my stomach. The baby does not grow in the stomach. Your baby grows in your uterus. And that's the 3rd time she's mentioned the baby growing in the stomach or being in the stomach or the lack of the baby in her stomach. And I'm like, do you know that she didn't eat a child? That's not how it works. You write explicit sex scenes. I think you can say the word uterus in your book. It's so minuscule, but this is what gets on my nerves at 4 a.m. I think I've gone over the edge. Can you hear this? I would bet you all the time if clarity's in death, then why won't this die? It's 5:10. I have 6 hours of reading left. But the thing is, if I'm going based on the time that I started reading, then I only have 4 hours. But then if I'm going based on the clock, which I was pausing, I have to read until 11:11 actually, I think exactly. Depends on where I'm at in whatever book I'm reading, how I'm doing mentally and physically. Because right now I'm not doing too bad. I'm coming up with semi-coherent sentences. My eyes kind of hurt moving them around, but all I'm doing is reading, so it's fine. I got up to go to the bathroom, which I had to walk across my entire house and back, and I didn't feel like fainting or anything, so that's good. I had a rice cake. I'm gonna eat another one. I still have one cheese string, but other than that, I think I'm not gonna eat any food until I like actually have breakfast. So I'm doing okay. I'm blinking a lot though. The book's pretty good though. I'm halfway through. I hope every time I yawn, you yawn. Oh my god, I hate this lighting so much. I'm so sorry on so many levels, but I can't change it. Actually, now it's not blue. Okay, there we go. Also, the names in this book are really strange. This is a great playlist because I know like 90% of the songs. I'm over halfway through. I can finish this. You know when a book is good and you're tired, so you skip? So far as I was up here and I skipped to over here. I think it's finally getting to me. I just reread the word trunk, Trunk, 4 times before I realized that it said truck, Truck. 4 hours and 45 minutes left. It's 6:20 a.m. People in books cry a lot. And to be fair, I think that if I went through what they go through, I would cry a lot more than I do. But also, they cry a lot. And also, I think I say that I don't cry a lot more than I do. Wait, I say that I don't cry, and I actually do a lot more. I just read the line that was like that TikTok sound for a while. That there was a before you and there was a during you. But for some reason, I never thought there would be an after you. That's kind of what I've been waiting for all book, just because that's the only thing I knew that took place in this book. Also, it's 5 minutes to 7. So this is when I would be waking up for school. Except for actually, I usually wake up at 7:30. I finished another book. Thoughts? I'm giving it 4 stars. Every time they said DM, I thought of Harley Diaz from Stuck in the Middle, which, you know, makes total sense. I have a headache, so I'm gonna drink some water. I have an hour till I started this challenge, and I think 2 hours until the timing is accurate. But my only consideration is, do I want to start Loveless, or do I just want to read Crimson Rivers? I don't know why, but Crimson Rivers makes me nervous. Well, I know why, because it's fan fiction. I'm not excited about the next chapter. Reading fan fiction makes me feel like I'm cheating. Like I'm cheating on my physical books, because it's not, like, a real book. I've, at this point, officially been awake for 24 hours. I woke up at 8:15 yesterday morning, and I've not slept since. I feel surprisingly okay. You may think different watching this, but in my mind, I'm great. My mom and my sister think I'm strange. I was talking earlier, I don't know what about, thinking like, oh man, like I'm not gonna be able to keep this in the video. This is such a strange thing to be talking about. Or I'm not structuring my sentences. Whoa, do you see the lines on the wall from my lights? Or like, no one talks like this. What is happening to my brain right now? And I was like, if I cut out everything that doesn't make sense or is slightly embarrassing in this video, I'm not gonna have a video. We still have minimum an hour to go, so let's read a Jegulus fanfic. If you're not a Marauders fan, that was a strange sound that came out of my mouth, but I promise you it makes sense. And for some reason I ship them. I don't know. I hate when you read like a multi-perspective and it's the person you don't like and it's the other person you don't like because there's so many perspectives. Are my words slurring? I can't tell. Also, the words are really tiny because it's a PDF, so I can't zoom in right, which is not doing good. They're kind of blurring together. After this chapter, I'm moving on to a physical book again because I can't read this. I need to sit up more or else I'm gonna fall asleep. This pillow is not helping. Where was I on the page? I don't know, I'm skipping. I don't care about his recruitment. Is this an aglet? Because the thing at the end of your shoelace is an aglet. So then is this one too? Did anyone watch VeggieTales? And then like, it would be like, silly songs for Larry, where Larry comes in and sings a silly song. This has been Deep Thoughts with Bronwyn, where Bronwyn comes in and masks a deep thought. Can you tell that I stayed up all night? Is Dorcas even a canon character? I don't think I'm gonna make it until the timer runs out. I think I'm gonna do it till when I started the timer. Which technically is also fair. can't tell if my cousin's over and she's crying or if I'm just imagining it. Loveless by Alice Oseman. Hey, Jorgensen! That's Astrid's last name in How to Train Your Dragon. Wait, no, she's a Hofferson. Who's Jorgensen? Snotlout. Snotlout is a Jorgensen. That's his last name. That's fun. I think I finally crashed. It caught up to me with 20 minutes left. That being said, in this book, I'm on page 2. There's no way I'm going to be invested in this story. It takes too much brain power and I want to sleep. I swear I'm awake right now. I don't know if you can tell my eyes are open, but I can tell my eyes are open. And my finger is in the book holding my place. So it's like I'm reading. Maybe I just read a graphic novel. Did I just record myself sleeping for 4 minutes? It's 10:25. I just woke up to a 20-minute video of me slowly falling asleep, which you just watched. I have 45 minutes left on the, exact timer. I'm considering if I want to read for those 45 minutes or if, because I literally got 5 minutes off to what it was, if I just say screw it and don't try and start a new book and just let myself sleep. I was so close. I did stay up for 24 hours. I read for a lot of those hours and then I fell asleep right at the end in the last 20 minutes. I'm somehow proud of and disappointed in myself. I'll tell you about the challenge and the books and everything in a moment, but yeah, I don't think I'm gonna read for 45 minutes. I think I'm done. I need to get on with my life. This is such a weird feeling. I'm so happy, I'm smiling, yet I'm still simultaneously disappointed in myself for not making it. Yet so hilarious that I almost did, and yet I was seeing that it wasn't affecting me. I was good, I was doing great, and then I fell asleep right before the end. Every book I read in the last 24 hours. So these are the books I read, starting with Anne of Windy Poplars by Ellen Montgomery. I gave this one 3.5 stars. It took me quite a while. I don't think the staying up influenced my opinion of this one at all, because I read it during the day. Then I read Everything by Nicola Yoon. This one was 4 stars. Also not influenced by staying up to read. Yeah, that was good. Did I say it was 4 stars? I don't know. Then A Wrinkle in Time by Madeleine L'Anglais. 3 stars, teetering towards 2.5. Definitely influenced by sleep because this was not easy to comprehend, but also I don't know how much I would have loved this just in general. Lastly, Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. 4 stars. Not influenced by sleep deprivation. If anything, influenced by the fact that I had an excuse to not stop reading. 4 stars. 1 page of Loveless before I promptly fell asleep. Barely anything of Crimson Rivers before my eyes started blurring. But that is everything I read in 24 hours. I didn't realize I was tired until I finished Reminders of Him and had to go through and pick another book. For the most part, it just felt like I was reading for a really long time, and it was nice because I just had permission to not stop. But it was good. Do not recommend. I have to get stuff done today. I'm going to Great Wolf Lodge tomorrow. Do we all see how well I planned that? All while living off 1 hour of sleep right now in the last 24 hours. But anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. If you would like to see me coherent and not tired, then come back next week. Don't know what that video is going to be, or you can check out the other videos on my channel. If you want to know an in-depth review of these videos, I will have a reading wrap-up coming out at the end of February. And that's all I can think of in my tired state. So subscribe, comment. See you next week with another fandom. Bye!